Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
Well, the heat has come, and I'm sorry to say it's here to stay. High temperatures are nothing new for South Central Texas, but it is officially time to start preparing for the summer season. The night team's Avery Everett shows us how some places are already struggling to fend off the heat and how you can too.
Everybody loves ice cream.
If you take a step inside this Shirts ice cream shop, Texas starts to feel a lot more like a tropical paradise. But even in Randy G's local getaway, it's hard to escape San Antonio area heat.
We just conserve as much as we can, but we got to keep it cool.
A wall of freezers.
I've used every plug I possibly can.
And multiple fans are Randy Gentry's last line of defense to keep his cool treats actually cold. But with recent power surges, his freezers have been struggling.
They were off for like 3 or 4 hours.
And this summer has only just started.
So just how hot are we expecting this summer to get here in San Antonio? Our KSAT meteorologists say there's about a 50 to 60% chance this summer is going to be at least somewhat hotter than average. And that's why some Texas electric cooperatives say now's the time to start prepping for that extreme heat to hit.
With the load growth that this state has seen really over the last several years, just puts a lot of pressure on the grid when you have hotter than normal weather.
The Electric Reliability Council of Texas is calling on residents to start looking at ways to reduce energy usage now. Ahead of the summer, ERCOT's tips are to raise your home thermostat a degree or two, avoid using large appliances, turn off any non-essential lights, and set all pool pumps to shut off during peak hours.
This is our...
In this ice cream shop, Gentry is creating more ideas than just flavors.
It does better than anything else that we've ever tried.
Because in a state like Texas, the heat might be no surprise. But Gentry just hopes, even on the hottest days, he can still serve his customers a smile.
There's room for ice cream everywhere.
Avery Everett, KSAT 12 News.
You know, this is becoming something normal. We had the hottest summer on record last year, and we had some stories as well about some ice cream shops breaking down. And I mean, it's crucial to their business.
It really is.
Not again.
I know. I'm so not ready for it. And we've already had such a hot May. It was the 4th hottest May on record. Not great.
We felt it.
Yes, we certainly did. And yeah, we're going to be warming things up over the next several days again and even into next week. So we're going to dive into that a little bit later in the newscast. The big story tonight is going to be a storm chance, especially out west closer to the Rio Grande. You can see where there are some strong storms right now over in northern Mexico, not quite to western Valverde County yet, but they are going to continue tracking eastward here through the overnight hours. Generally, they should be weakening as they approach the I-35 corridor. We're going to keep a 30% potential for a few leftover showers, maybe a stray rumble or two in the forecast as we sleep tonight. But initially, the ones that are closer to the Rio Grande could be capable of some hail and some gusty winds for places like Del Rio, Brackettville. So that's something that we're going to be keeping tabs on again over the next several hours. By tomorrow morning, just a 10 to 20% chance for a stray shower. Notice we're talking about that heat, 97 degrees, the forecast high temperature. So cranking things back up. We'll get you more details on that coming up in just a few, Courtney.
Hey, thank you, Mia. Well, with the return of the heat, of course, comes cooling centers all over San Antonio. The city has a list of locations with weekend operating hours where you can go and cool off. For a link to those locations and more warm weather resources, just scan the QR code right there on the bottom of your screen. And if you plan to be outside a lot this summer, like most of us do, I know it seems like an obvious thing to say, but don't forget the sunscreen. The American Cancer Society says skin cancer is the most common type of cancer in the U.S., so a little bit of sunscreen goes a long way. We talked to a dermatologist about the importance of sunblock. To hear those tips and tricks to make sure you don't get sunburned, scan the QR code on your screen. Well, for SAISD students, summer started a few days ago, but a number of campuses are getting ready to welcome students back for the district's summer meal program, which starts on Monday. The program will make sure students get breakfast and lunch while school is out for the summer. You don't have to apply, and it's open to students younger than 18, although there are some students under 21 that do qualify. You can find more information about the summer meal program on our website, ksat.com, right now. Staying with SAISD, 3 San Antonio high school graduations previously scheduled to happen outside are being moved inside because of the anticipated heat. Brackenridge, Sam Houston, and Highlands High School graduations will now all be inside the Alamo Convocation Center instead of Alamo Stadium. All 3 graduations, though, still scheduled for 8 p.m. One way you know it's June, well, the San Antonio River glistened with rainbow colors today for the 3rd annual Pride River Parade and celebration. There were 2 separate parades with 17 colorful river barges. The first went through Museum Reach section of this river this evening, and the second in the downtown section that just finished up around 10. The city of San Antonio created this event to promote inclusion, encouragement, and support of the LGBTQ+ community to live openly with equal rights. Pride Month is celebrated nationwide every June. It dates back to 1969 after the Stonewall riots, a series of gay liberation protests. And KSAT will have plenty of Pride coverage this month, so stay tuned on air and online. Some overnight news, a homemade go-kart and a homemade motorcycle collide with a Jeep, sending a 17-year-old to the hospital. San Antonio police say it happened overnight at the intersection of South Hackberry and Linda Lou Drive on the south side. They say the teen was on the go-kart alongside the man on that motorcycle, and those 2 are headed north on Hackberry when they collided into a Jeep trying to turn. The teen was rushed to the hospital. The man on the motorcycle left the scene but took himself to get checked out. Meanwhile, that Jeep driver stayed on the scene and cooperated with police. Right now, it does not look like any charges will be filed, but SAPD is still investigating that crash. President Biden making the unusual step of announcing a multi-phase ceasefire proposal by Israel, calling it a path for peace. Israel and Hamas are now reacting to the proposal. ABC's Britt Clinette in Tel Aviv breaks down what's at stake.
Facing growing political pressure in the U.S., President Biden unveiling a new path for peace between Israel and Hamas. A 3-phase ceasefire, Biden says, is proposed by Israel.
It's time to begin this new stage. For the hostages to come home, for Israel to be secure, for the suffering to stop. It's time for this war to end.
The first phase of that proposal, an initial 6-week ceasefire with women, children and the most vulnerable hostages returned in exchange for the release of hundreds of Palestinian prisoners. Israeli troops would withdraw from populated areas in Gaza and humanitarian aid would surge. Next, the temporary ceasefire would hold while Israel and Hamas negotiate a permanent end to the fighting and release of the remaining hostages.
Hamas needs to take the deal.
President Biden urging Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to stand behind it. After that, the Israelis cautioned the war, which began following the surprise October 7th attack that killed at least 1,700 and injured nearly 9,000 others, according to the Israeli Ministry of Foreign Affairs, would continue through the end of the year. But reacting to the proposal, Netanyahu reiterating the war will not end until its goals are achieved, including the return of all hostages and destroying Hamas's capabilities. Adding the notion that Israel will agree to a permanent ceasefire before those conditions are met is a non-starter. A statement from Hamas said it views Biden's speech positively, that it agrees with a permanent ceasefire, saying that this is the result of their resistance efforts. Britt Clinette, ABC News, Tel Aviv.
Can customers use a private driveway to enter and exit a business? That's the question at the center of a heated land dispute that has led to multiple arrests and criminal charges being filed in Kirby. Surveillance footage shows neighbors along Landis Drive repeatedly placing obstructions in front of the gate. An attorney for the business owners has now filed a lawsuit that even names the town's police chief as a defendant.
Each person has had some culpability in either them getting cited or them getting arrested, or the fact that they personally took part in violating her property rights.
KSAT investigates just how heated the fight has gotten and whether a resolution is in sight. That's tonight at 10:30. Plus, a trip to the beach or the pool today might have revealed your water gear is a little worn and not as stylish as it used to be. It may be time to replace your favorite beach towels and umbrellas. Marilyn Moritz shows you some new beach gear to help you have fun in the sun. Well, the brutal heat isn't fun for most of us unless you're taking a dip in the water, but even there you need the right stuff. Umbrellas, chairs, towels. 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz now on gearing up for the pool, the lake, or the sandy shores.
Beaching it means sand, surf, and stuff.
There are so many beach products out there. So we focused on some of the essentials: beach umbrellas, beach canopies, beach tents, and even sand repellent beach towels.
Consumer Reports likes this Turkish towel from Ephesus. It's compact, dries quickly, and some are less than $10.
We could not get sand to stick to this towel.
And get this, it repels sand. Now chairs. CR chose the Cooler Quad chair from Coleman. It's comfy and versatile.
Not only is this chair amazing on the beach, but you'll find yourself pulling it out so many times during the year.
For reclining under the sun, they also like the Tommy Bahama Wavy Marlin Deluxe. It has plenty of storage, including an insulated cooler pouch. Need some shade? These all say they're made with at least UPF 50 fabric. This Tommy Bahama umbrella has easy grip handles for setup, and it's designed to withstand serious beach breeze. This Caribbean Joe umbrella, not so much. It lost its battle with the wind. The Cool Cabana 5 was a top pick because of its easy use, and it offers a lot of shade. This tent from LL Bean is made from quality materials and had the most features. It was also the easiest to set up and take down among those tested. Sunburn is no day at the beach. This Coppertone lotion and this Eucerin spray got top scores in CR sunscreen ratings. And one more thing. Don't forget the snacks. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Yes, that is something you learn as a mother.
The snacks being one
More
of the
important
very
than
important
anything.
things that you need, along with, yes, the sunscreen and places to find some shade. I have a feeling a lot of people over the next several days are going to be wanting to find some shade. All right, 85 degrees right now here in San Antonio, and eyes are already out west, closer to the Rio Grande, where we do have some strong storms moving over northern Mexico. That's gradually going to be working into the western portions of the area. So yes, a few strong storms will be possible for our far western counties over the next few hours. It's possible we see some leftover rain as it weekends, work its way closer to the Alamo City as we sleep. Tomorrow, hotter, upper 90s after topping off in the mid 90s earlier this afternoon. And then into next week, the heat is going to be the main focus once again. Those high temperatures climbing into the upper 90s and nearing that 100-degree mark. Of course, when you factor in the moisture in place, it'll be feeling a few degrees hotter. So more on that in just a second. Let's really time out this storm chance that we're going to be monitoring pretty closely through the overnight. So right now, things are quiet for the most part. This is just a little bit of radar noise that you're seeing across our western counties. This is the big action here. This strong cluster of thunderstorms that continues to approach far western Valverde County. Notice over the past 30 minutes, check this out, total lightning strikes, 794. Very electric, very noisy. This is likely producing some hail as well as some gusty winds. Obviously, the lightning and heavy rainfall. Generally, it's tracking east at about 30 miles per hour. So what we've done here is we've taken the far eastern edge of this cluster of storms and we've dragged this out to get you some estimated time of arrivals. If it holds together, continues on this same path at the same speed. If it does so, Del Rio, southern Valverde County could catch the far southern tail of this activity by midnight to 12:15 in the morning. Far western Edwards County, southwest of Rock Springs by about 12:15 as well. And again, in general, this should be weakening as it moves eastward, but should some of it hold together and make its way closer to San Antonio, it wouldn't get here until about 4 a.m. So just to know, we will be keeping very close tabs on this as we sleep. The higher severe risk is for our far western counties closer to the Rio Grande. For places like Del Rio, Rock Springs, Brackettville, Uvalde, hail, gusty winds, lightning, and heavy rainfall will be what we monitor there. As we look ahead to our Sunday, just a 10 to 20% chance for a few lingering showers first thing in the morning. Most of us are going to stay dry throughout the day tomorrow, starting off right around 77 degrees at 7 a.m. By lunchtime, we're starting to see a little bit more sunshine work in, a temperature around 88 at noon. And then check out your high temperatures, topping off near 97 degrees here in the Alamo City. By the way, it'll be a little breezy out there as well. Winds out of the southeast sustained at 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting upwards of 20 at times. But yes, a hotter than average end to the weekend, mid to upper 90s for most. If we can find more peaks of sunshine, when you combine the humidity with those already hot temperatures, feels like temperatures could climb into the triple digits for a few hours as well. And that trend is not going anywhere. Take a look at the next 7 days. Still 97 by Monday. How about 98 Tuesday and Wednesday, approaching 100 degrees on Thursday. High pressure is going to tighten its grip on the state of Texas, which means unfortunately rain chances come down after about Monday night, and then the heat will be the big story. Still have a lot to talk about in the next half hour, Courtney, when it comes to today marking the first day of hurricane season. Also, we'll get you some updates on how May wrapped up weather-wise as well. Yes, exactly. It was hot.
All right. Thank you, Mia. Okay, Mary, we are talking state baseball tournament.
Yep, O'Connor and Johnson went head-to-head in a must-win Game 3 today with a ticket to state on the line, and the Jags get it done. We'll show you how they did it. The San Antonio Brahmas had a chance to secure home field advantage to open the postseason, but they let the opportunity slip away. That and more right after the break. The Johnson baseball team is fired up after punching their ticket to the UIL state tournament, next in Big Board Sports. But first, the San Antonio Brahmas won 3 of their last 3 games to force a winner gets home field battle between against St. Louis for the upcoming XFL Conference title game. Let's go to a loud America Center. Brahmas down 10-0 coming out at halftime. San Antonio QB Quentin Dormady in for an injured Chase Garbers. Wastes no time. He locates Jontre Kirkland on back-to-back plays to get the Brahmas inside the red zone. That's where Morgan Ellison punches in a 6-yard touchdown. San Antonio finally on the board. St. Louis struggling to slow down the Dormady-Kirkland connection. Kirkland runs a beautiful route there. Dormady threads the needle. It's a 37-yard touchdown to make it a 1-point game, although the Brahmas would fail on the 2-point conversion attempt after their first try was overturned with the super challenge. So San Antonio would get the ball back with a minute to go, but the 51-yard field goal attempt is no good. The Battlehawks win 13-12 with that. St. Louis will host the Brahmas in the conference championship game next Sunday. All right, win or go home. That's what was on the line this afternoon for the O'Connor Panthers, taking on the Johnson Jaguars in Game 3 of the 6A Region 4 Baseball Championship. Masa Chilcutt's dad making sure everyone has on their war paint. Picking up the action in the bottom of the second, Marcus Morales chops one up the middle. The Jags get the out at second, but Diego Villarreal gets home safely to take the 2-1 lead. But from then on, it was all Johnson. Chad Pentuso drives one into deep left field. That's plenty of room to bring in Elvis Estrada home from second. Meanwhile, Aiden Carter had a 102 pitch complete game as Johnson scored 9 unanswered runs to win the regional championship 10-2.
Oh my God, it's just a rush. It's insane to finish this game and go there. It's like, oh wow, it's great.
It's everything we dreamed of. Like Coach Gazelle and everyone says, we got 4 more, and to see that now we got 2 more and it's really coming into action is beautiful, really, is what it is.
I'm just happy as it can be. I'm just happy as I can be. You know, the kids work hard each and every day, and you know, I tell them they get what they deserve, and you know, I think truly in my heart that they've worked hard enough to deserve this.
The 6A state semifinals will be played next Friday at Dell Diamond in Round Rock. Top seed Texas is on a tear 2 games into the Women's College World Series. They shut out Stanford yesterday. Today against Florida, Alyssa Washington cranks a 3-run bomb into the stands to give the Longhorns an early 5-0 lead. An explosive offense accompanied by a stout defense. Mia Scott snags this 78-mile-per-hour laser to preserve the shutout. Bottom of the 4th now. Freshman Katie Stewart adds to the Longhorns' lead with a 3-run shot of her own, and Texas wins by run rule in 5, defeating Florida 10-0 to advance to the national semifinals, where they'll face either UCLA or Stanford. All right, in the NCAA Division I baseball, Bryan College Station Regional, Texas A&M and Texas battling in a postseason edition of the Lone Star Showdown. In the bottom of the 7th, the Longhorns lead the 3rd-seeded Aggies 2-1. All right, later in the show, we'll have highlights of SAFC's home match today, as well as the Astros and Rangers' respective matchups, and an instant classic between the Fever and the Sky.
That catch,
I know, right?
That scared me. I thought it was going to hit her in the face. That was incredible.
Yeah, she nailed that one.
Hook 'em horns. Love it. Love to see it. Thanks, Mary. We'll be right back. A nasty land dispute between neighbors in Kirby has led to multiple arrests. Now a lawsuit accuses the town's police chief of violating the rights of a couple that owns property there.
This is just one giant mass of people against one small business owner.
KSAT Investigates Dylan Collier shows us just how deep that rift has gotten.
It was 12:30 a.m. on February 13th when Nancy Pena appeared to reach her breaking point. Just minutes earlier, a group of men used bobcats to move a massive metal shipping container in front of the side exit of her insurance business. It came complete with a lewd message directed at Pena and her husband, and joined a list of attempts to block access to the driveway that's included large piles of dirt, gravel, boulders, and blocks of limestone, a dispute that has increasingly escalated since January. At issue, whether customers of Pena's business can use a private roadway, specifically this section of Landis Drive, to enter and leave the property. Pena says neighbor Chad Coven, who lives at the end of Landis, has been the mastermind behind efforts to impede access. A vast majority of the time, the materials have been dumped in front of the property in the dead of night.
He's just wanting to not have my customers come in and out from this side.
Coven, who declined to be interviewed on camera for the story, did provide KSAT a 2021 permit for the Penas to construct a mobile office on the property. It states that ingress and egress, the act of entering and exiting the property, would be off Ackerman Road, a public roadway. But this February email from Kirby's city attorney states the opposite, that rights to enter and exit Landis Drive are extended to all adjoining properties, including the Pena's business.
It doesn't matter. If you have a problem with it, you can call dispatch if you don't trust them either.
What started as a civil dispute has attracted the attention of Kirby police time and again.
I can't hear them from all the way over there.
Well, you can be here. You're not doing anything.
I got work to do.
That's Chief Roxanne Cardona.
Come on.
On scene in mid-January when Pena's husband was arrested for felony theft after he had an obstruction moved away from the gate. Prosecutors rejected the case in early March. Pena herself has been cited by Kirby PD over the ordeal for criminal trespass and theft and criminal mischief under $100. And was even booked into jail this month on a misdemeanor assault charge for the February shoving incident of one of Coven's family members.
For whatever reason, if the Covens say jump, Chief Cardona asks how high. When Miss Pena asks them just to do their job, she just makes up excuses or will actively go the other way.
Pena attorney C.J. Grisham filed a lawsuit in state district court in March, claiming Cardona and another officer have violated the couple's constitutional rights, failed to properly investigate the dispute, and have not held both sides to the same standard. The suit also names Coven and members of his family. Grisham says he dropped a nearby landscaping company from the legal action after they recently reached a settlement with the Peñas out of court. But the disagreement rages on. Kirby police even hassled KSAT when we first tried to reach Coven for comment.
Even if it is a private road, we were invited by the Peñas to be here.
Okay, I understand that, but from the documentation that we've received, it shows that I don't have it on me.
Cardona has not responded to repeated requests to comment on the suit.
How do we get your chief to respond to us? We've been emailing her
That's
for weeks about this.
Sir, do you have any idea on you?
Chief Cardona is doing absolutely nothing about it. She's negligent in educating her officers. She's negligent in training her officers. She's negligent in seeking truth before going after my clients.
Cardona has not been implicated in any professional misconduct. Hours after we visited the property at the center of the dispute, the Covens were at it again as a family member, in broad daylight this time, used a bobcat to place a boulder in front of the Peña's driveway. An attorney for Chad Coven telling KSAT in a statement, although the Peñas filed the original lawsuit, it is the Coven family who is being deprived of the use and enjoyment of their own property. They have been subjected to numerous threats, abuse, continued trespass, property damage, unlawful drone surveillance, harassment, and a loss of privacy, all while simply protecting their own private property rights. We are confident that the court will remedy the wrongs perpetrated against the Coven family and restore peace to their lives. For KSAT Investigates, I'm Dylan Collier.
Now, the attorney for Nancy Peña says his client wants nothing more than her rights to earn a living and that the Covens have interfered with those rights for years. Peña is scheduled to be arraigned on the misdemeanor assault charge on June 3rd. The lawsuit filed by her and her husband was removed to federal court earlier last month. And in response to the suit, Cardona and other officers have asserted qualified official immunity. Two claims that could potentially protect the public servants from liability. In their original answer to the suit, Coven and his girlfriend filed a general denial of all the allegations. Hurricane season is here, and many meteorologists are predicting another busy season in the Atlantic. Why we're seeing the above average forecast next on the Nightbeat. The Atlantic hurricane season officially started today and is expected to be very active once again. ABC's chief climate correspondent Ginger Z tells us what's the driving force behind this above average forecast.
The National Hurricane Center says that we should all brace for another very busy Atlantic hurricane season.
This season is looking to be an extraordinary one in a number of ways.
NOAA issuing its highest May outlook on record. The forecast calling for up to 25 named storms, with 4 to 7 of them reaching major hurricane strength, meaning Cat 3 or higher.
So you really look at all the different patterns and they all come together to make this big forecast.
The main factors, a La Nina developing in the eastern Pacific and near-record warm ocean temperatures in the Atlantic. La Nina typically brings an atmosphere more favorable for hurricane development, while an unusually warm ocean provides ample fuel for storms.
The sea surface temperatures in the main development region right now are 1 to 2 degrees centigrade or 2 to 3.5 degrees Fahrenheit above normal. They are equivalent to what we would normally see during August.
Climate scientists say that human-caused climate change also plays a role by amplifying some of these factors, adding more energy for tropical systems to be stronger and intensify more rapidly.
We know warm sea surface temperatures are an important factor in rapid intensification of tropical cyclones to major hurricane status.
And that's why now is the time to update your hurricane plan.
It only takes one storm to devastate a community. And it's prudent to prepare now because once the storm is headed your way, it all happens so rapidly.
With this Climate Minute, I'm Ginger Z.
Yep, definitely things to think about as we move into the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season. Hard to believe it is already June 1st. Yesterday marking the start of hurricane season and also the start of meteorological summer. As we look ahead to the next several months, this is where we are on the hurricane season timeline just at the start. It actually peaks in September on September 10th, and then hurricane season runs through November 30th. These are the names that are on on the list for tropical cyclones here in the Atlantic Basin over the next few months. The first three being Alberto, Beryl, and Chris. So, here in San Antonio, we rarely see the devastating impacts from those tropical cyclones that make a run towards Texas, but we can see some increased rainfall, some cloud cover, and some gusty winds. And yes, it only does take one storm to make a significant impact, so it's important to keep in touch with the forecast over the next several months. We've got more information up on KSAT.com on our Whatever the Weather page. Until then, this is the storm that we're going to be monitoring through the overnight hours. We now have a severe thunderstorm warning in place for far western Valverde County running through 11:30 p.m. This storm currently warned for hail up to the size of quarters, as well as a few wind gusts upwards of about 60 miles per hour. So we'll get you another in-depth look at this storm and what we're expected for the rest of the weekend coming up after the break.
All right, so I know we're going to talk hurricanes at some point in the season, but we've got a little bit of radar activity in our own home front right now.
Yes, and that's going to be the big focus through the overnight hours, especially for our far western counties. We'll have more on that in just a second. I do want to get you a little bit of a recap, as promised, as where May tallied up in the weather department. Take a look at our rainfall total. Not great. So we're excited to see any rain chances that we can find out there. Just under an inch. By the way, that's actually 3.5 inches below the average for May. And May is also, climatologically speaking, our wettest month of the year here in San Antonio. So that's not great to see either. In terms of our temperatures, the hottest high that we saw was 102 degrees. That was set back on May 25th. The coolest low temperature was 61 back on May 14th. Overall, we mentioned at the top of the newscast, our fourth hottest May on record. We were 5 degrees warmer than the average. And of course, with the summer season in play, those temperatures expected to stay on the hotter and elevated side. By the way, for this first day of June, here's a look at the almanac data. 94 was the high temperature, 3 degrees above the average, well below the record of 101. Looking ahead to our June climatology, again, that's the average for today. By the end of the month, our average high climbs to 93, the low 74. Average amount of rainfall here in San Antonio, 3.28 inches. So we'll definitely see what we can find over the next 30 days. Until then, this is what we're going to be monitoring through the overnight. Again, this severe thunderstorm that honestly has been looking to weaken the past couple of scans, but it is still very strong and packing a punch as it moves into western Valverde County. This severe thunderstorm warning out, including Comstock as well as Pandale and near Juneau as well. This running through 11:30 p.m. You can see just how electric this storm is. Here's the latest lightning count, 992 lightning strikes associated with this cluster of storms over the past 30 minutes. Again, it is tracking eastward at about 25 to 30 miles per hour. So here's the latest timeline for Valverde County. Near Lowell by about 11:15, Baker's Crossing by 11:30 to 11:35, and Amistad Acres right there by about 11:35 as well. So we're going to be keeping tabs on this. It's moving due east for the most part, so the southern Edwards Plateau and potentially parts of the hill country could tap into this activity. It is expected to continue weakening over the next few hours, but still, depending on how long it holds together, the latest ETA for Rock Springs would be closer to about 1:25 in the morning, Lakey by about 2:25, Concan out there in northern Uvalde County closer to 2:30 to the 2:45 a.m. time frame. So keep your KSAT Weather Authority app handy. If we need to go live from it through the overnight, you can bet that we will be doing that for you as well. Now let's talk temperatures. First thing tomorrow, mid to upper 70s expected in and around the San Antonio area, with just a stray lingering shower or two possible by 7 a.m. 80 degrees at 9, mostly cloudy throughout the first half of the day as we start to see some sunshine take back over into the afternoon. 91 degrees the forecast temperature at 1 p.m. and then there's that high temperature again, well above average for this time of year, pointed around 97. It'll be 94 in Bernie, 93 in Comfort, 98 in Floresville, closing in on the triple digits off to our south for places like Poteet as well as Pleasanton. Looking ahead into the start of next week, not finished with the nighttime storm chances. We've got about a 20% potential for a few isolated storms Sunday night, a 30% potential into Monday night. But then after that, here comes that high pressure system. Big Blue H is going to build back in over the state of Texas. So unfortunately, that means that those rain chances come down and those temperatures, Courtney, are going to crank right back up close to the triple digits, but feeling like it in the afternoons with that humidity in place.
So excited for that.
Can't you just tell we're so pumped?
There we go.
Keep the water bottle handy. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mary, good wins and needed wins for the Texas MLB teams.
Yes, the Astros and Rangers both in action on this Saturday, and both clubs earning much needed wins after dropping their respective first games of their series. And speaking of, SAFC gets back in the win column with a clean sheet victory in front of its home crowd. Stay with us. San Antonio FC hosting Memphis 901 FC this evening, looking to get back in the win column. 26 minutes in, Juan Agudelo gets SAFC on the board, sneaking in one inside the left corner off the feet from Cameron Lacey. That proved to be the lone goal of the match as SAFC wins 1-0. Kendall McIntosh earns the clean sheet with a strong performance in net. SAFC improves to 4-5-3. Manuel Margot and the Twins on the road to take on Framber Valdez and the Astros. Yordan Alvarez opens scoring in the bottom of the first for Houston with a 2-run home run. Bottom two now. Jose Abreu hits a solo shot to right center. That'll give Houston a 3-0 lead. Now same score in the bottom of the third. Kyle Tucker hits another solo home run for the Astros, and the home run parade continues in the bottom of the fifth as Alvarez blasts his second of the game, and Houston takes it 5-2 to even up the three-game series at 1 game apiece. In Miami, Rangers at the Marlins scoreless in the third inning until Robbie Grossman hits an RBI double to left field, scoring Andrew Kisner, while Corey Seager is held at third. Adolis Garcia then connects for a sac fly to right field. Seager comes home, and Texas leads 2-0. By the way, Seager singled twice and doubled, extending his hitting streak to 14 games, and the Rangers win 7-0, setting up the series rubber match tomorrow at 12:40. College rivals Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark squaring off for the first time in the WNBA this afternoon. Chicago at Indiana. Clark off the dribble makes the deep three to get the Fever on the board early. A few possessions later, Reese aggressive on the glass for the put-back bucket. The former LSU talent finished with 8 rebounds. Under 5 to go in the first quarter, Clark knocks down another shot from long range. Fever led 35-33 at halftime. Fourth quarter, Kelsey Mitchell finishes off the tic-tac-toe transition bucket through contact for the and one, and in the end, the Fever earned their first win of the season, 71-70 over Chicago. What a game. Clark gets the last laugh. All right, update in the NCAA Division I baseball. Bryan College Station Regional. Texas A&M and Texas are tied at 2 runs apiece in the top of the 9th. That's a key game to be in good standing for this regional bracket. I wonder who you have in this one, Courtney.
Yeah, it's so funny because we were talking about softball last week, and Mia and I, our teams are just...
They're killing it.
We're going.
This postseason,
we know what happened last time, so...
The rivalry's brewing. It's already there. It's
Wish you could have seen Mia's face. All right, we got to go to break.